Should you pull Frigg in Tower of Fantasy PvP? That is the question we are going to be answering today. What's up guys, I'm Rifftic, and in this video we're going to be going over Frigg's abilities and how they're going to change specifically PvP and the PvP meta. So before we get into our abilities, I want to address something really quickly, and that is the Frigg nerf. Now I really don't like this word because it's not a nerf. We are not getting a nerfed version of Frigg. We are getting a global version of Frigg. I truly don't understand people who say like, oh, I'm gonna save all my dark crystals for Lyn because Frigg got nerfed. Frigg's not as powerful on global as she is on CN. What do you think is gonna happen when Lyn releases? The same thing that happened to Nemesis and Frigg on global. She's gonna get a nerfed version too. It just blows my mind like how people are getting mad over this. So anyway, in regards to the nerf, I think they just completely disregard it and just look at it for how it is on the global meta, because the global meta is completely different from the CN meta. We have an entirely different release schedule and an entirely different balance. CN, they got Claudia first, and then Cobalt, and then Frigg. We got Nemesis, which came way later on CN, and now Frigg. So our meta is completely different from them. We have a different meta, different balance, different everything. So look at it for the global version and how it is, and not how the CN was. I think people are looking at CN too much, and we just have a totally different game from them. So anyways, with that out of the way, let's get into the abilities. So first things first, if you guys didn't actually already know, Frigg is technically in the game already. She's just not able to be summoned. All of her data's here. So we're just going to go over the attacks and the abilities really quickly and basically show how it's going to affect PvP. This is like minor speculation, which is why I'm not going to go super far into comps in this video, specific like team comps and relics. I will have a dedicated guide coming out for Frigg specifically once I summon her and once I test with her, so keep an eye out for that. But we'll just go over the abilities and basically just get a general idea of what it's going to look like in PvP. First things first, her normal attack, it's pretty basic. The only notable thing here is each of her attacks do minor knockback, and then the fifth and final attack actually knocks down the target, which in PvP, when you get knocked down, you're forced to waste a dodge in order to get out of it. So that's a good little bonus to her normal attacks. Aerial Discharge is, Aerial Discharge, just her normal aerial attacks. Soaring Slash, while normal attacking, hold the normal attack to trigger Soaring Slash. Lunge forward and launch the target into air before soaring up with the target. I think this is going to work pretty similar to Meryl's, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where you auto attack a few times and then you hold and it knocks them up and you can trigger the aerial attacks from there. I don't think this is going to be used in PvP that much because I never do it with Meryl. It's kind of hard to land the combo with your target dashing around and stuff, so I don't think that's too important. Last one, Helix Slash, is just a smash down, so nothing super interesting there. This one, the dodge attack, is multi-slash. Tap normal attack during the short perfect attack window to trigger multi-slash, and it unleashes multiple slashes at a set distance in front of the user, dealing a bunch of damage. So this one was one of the nerfs from CN. It did a lot of damage on CN, and the reason I am mentioning this is because it was really spammed on CN, apparently. You would pop down her skill, which gives infinite dodges. I'll get to that in a second. And then you would just like multi-slash. You would just dodge attack, dodge attack, dodge attack, and it would just melt shields. So I'm very curious to find out if this is going to be the case on global. I think it will still be used a lot, but I'm wondering if it's going to be as powerful. So I guess we'll find out till day after tomorrow when she releases. Next, her skill. Slash the space around the target, dealing damage, and suspends and launches the target. So right off the bat, CC. Next, oh, and then one thing I want to mention, there's actually damage immunity while you're casting the skill. This is also called an iframe, invincibility frame, I believe. So this could be really nice for avoiding certain damages. I'm thinking like maybe crows, or I'm not sure if it would work against the Meryl Discharge, so we'll have to test against that. But anyways, after doing that initial damage and knock up, it unleashes a large frost domain on the ground, which is like a giant, it basically looks like a giant blue circle, and it's actually massive. It's about the size of the final circle in PvP. So once it reaches the smallest circle, it's basically going to cover that entire thing. So really big. And the number of dodges you can perform, oh fuck, I missed it. All right, there we go, will not be deducted when you're inside the domain. So essentially you get infinite dodges when you're inside of this. So at the end of the game, when the circle is the smallest, you get infinite dodges, like pretty much for the rest of the game. So this is really crazy and pretty broken, to be honest. So that is why I can foresee the dodge attack being spammed a lot. Final circle, this skill covers the entire map, and then people are just dodge attacking, dodge attack, dodge attack, dodge attack. It's going to be really fucking AIDS, but hey, we'll see how it goes. More on that in the Frigg guide. Next, finally, her discharge. When weapon charge is full, it clears all debuffs. That's pretty standard. And you dash forward, temporary controlling opponents in an area. I assume this means that you hold them in place, like when you press it. I'm not sure. I've never seen that term used before in the game, controlling. But either way, you dash forward, control them, and unleash a gigantic slash. It does a lot of damage and also knocks up the enemy. So just more damage there. Also a knock up, a lot of CC with Frigg. And yeah, anyways, the last thing I wanted to go over was her stars and also her elemental resonance. She does have frost elemental resonance, which is why I think she will pair very nicely with Meryl. I think she will probably replace the current meta comp, which is the Coco, Meryl, and Nemesis. I think she'll probably replace Coco, and that's definitely what I'm going to be testing her out with first. But more on that in the Frigg guide. I don't want to go into it too much here because it's all just speculation at this point. Okay, we'll go back to Frigg. There we go. And yeah, so then her stars, basically every time you receive, or I think this is a typo, it should be every time you deal damage inside of the frost domain, you gain these frostiness points. I don't know why they couldn't have come up with a more creative name, frostiness points, but either way, you can get up to 10, and then it does like blast damage after leaving, or delta all damage in the frost domain. So it's just more damage when you're inside of the frost domain, essentially, is what we get from that. The next 3-star, it's increased from 10 to 15, and then when using discharge skills of frost weapons in the frost domain, deal damage equal to 20% of frost. It's just more frost damage. So these, it just increases more frost damage, and we love that. So continuing on, Shattering Shields with frost weapons in the frost domain. So when you're in the frost domain and you shatter a shield, it will freeze the target for 2 seconds. This is big for Meryl, because if you're in the frost domain, it doesn't say you have to be on specifically Frigg. So you could be in the frost domain but on Meryl, and if you shatter their shield, which Meryl, excuse me, gets her 3-star is she heals, and her 6-star, she heals every time she breaks a shield. So you're getting healed, you're freezing the target, which means you're doing double damage, and they're stunned. This is going to be really, really crazy in PvP, and that's why I think their synergy is going to be very, very powerful. But either way, the last one, when frostiness reaches 15 points and you are inside the frost domain, you'll get an additional domain of frost that increases frost attack by 12%. So again, more frost damage. Basically, her stars, they increase frost damage inside of her skill, and also the shattering weapons freezes them for 2 seconds. So Frigg is pretty powerful. I can see her being a definite meta shifter in the coming days and the coming month with this new reset. September 1st, PvP resets, Frigg comes out. It's going to be a big day. I'm going to have a guide coming out as soon as possible, either the first or the second day. I'm going to be playing like non-stop. I'm going to summon her like right off the bat. So keep an eye out for the guide, guys. And yeah, should you summon Frigg for Tower of Fantasy PvP? The answer, I think yes, you should. Let's be honest here, guys. The barrier to entry for PvP in this game is very low. All you have to do is summon just a 0-star, 0 upgraded, like just the baseline character, and it's automatically maxed out in PvP. Automatically 6-star in PvP. It's equalized. It's kind of a no-brainer for me. I myself am a low spender because I'm broke as fuck. and I'm gonna pull it anyway. I'm probably gonna pull every single limited banner specifically for PvP because it's automatically balanced and it just makes sense. Another thing I forgot to mention about Frigg is, you know, I said not to look back at the CN meta too much, but Frigg actually does get a lot better when more limited banner characters come out. So people like Saki, characters like Saki, and I believe there's one other one, she just gets better when more characters come out. So she's going to be good right when she comes out, and she's a good long-term solution as well. So should you summon her? Yes, I think you should. If you want to wait until my guide comes out and you can kind of see more what the comps are looking like and the relics and stuff like that, I can respect that. You got time to decide. But with that, I think that's it for the video. So thank you guys for watching, and if this helped, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Speaking of subscribe, we just hit 100 subscribers. What the fuck? Literally the last video, I was talking about how I was going to make a dedicated video at 100 subscribers, because last video we were at 50. We got 50 subscribers overnight. You guys are crazy. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I don't want to make a dedicated video quite yet because I've only made like 7 videos, I think. So this is the 7th video, so I want to make some more content for you guys before I make some like dedicated like milestone videos. So I think the plan is 500 subscribers. I know that seems like a lot. That was my 2-month goal, so it might be a little while, but at this rate, I mean, who fucking knows? So thank you guys so much for that, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.